So yesterday, I had to go to the dollar store, and I basically went there so I could get some nail clippers because we lost our nail clippers, and I hadn't cut my nails in days, and they were getting super long. So I got those nail clippers, and right when I got out of the store in the car, clipped them suckers off. Couldn't stand them being so long. Anyway, so I was in the dollar store. I had my little 1-year-old girl with me. Just turned one, by the way. So super happy for her. And I was checking out, and lo and behold, who walks into the store but my very own grandma. And I saw her, I gave her a hug, and I said, I love you, and all that good stuff. And she looked over as my little baby girl was sitting in my shopping cart, and I had her in a spot where, like, the babies go. But I had not put the strap on her, and she was sitting there, and I didn't do so. I was trying to hurry, and I was being lazy, and I justified it saying, she's big, she'll be okay. She sits there, she holds herself up plenty well. But then my grandma saw and she kind of freaked out on me. And she said, you have to strap her. Even though I was leaving the store, she came over and like strapped her in. And as I walked out to the car, and I kind of felt bad about that. Felt a little guilty. It's like, yeah, I probably should strap my kid and not be so lazy about it. But it made me think. Well, first of all, my grandma had had a bad experience with that with my own mom. She said that when she was young, just like that she was in a shopping cart. They didn't have straps back then, and that my mom had jumped out of the cart when my grandma had turned away just for a second. And as a result, my mom ended up fracturing her skull a little bit. And she turned out to be okay in the end, but it was a very scary moment. So of course, having that experience, she was way, way cautious and really wanted me to strap her in. And so I did so, and I learned a valuable lesson. And it's that thinking about with sin sometimes and following the commandments of God, it's so easy sometimes just not to strap our own selves in, or to skip out on saying a prayer for a day, or reading from our scriptures for a day, and we can justify it saying, oh, I'm tired, I'll read tomorrow, I'll read a little bit more tomorrow to catch up, or I don't have time to go serve somebody today, I'll make up for it later. When we justify it, and we're not strapping ourselves in more securely, and eventually we can fall out of the shopping cart, because that's the way it works. Satan tries to deceive us by these little methods, trying to get us here and there and here and there, little by little, not all at once, He's going to try to get us little by little by not getting us to do the simple things, but just like putting that safety belt on. And it also made me think, if you look at my face, I haven't shaved all week because I've been lazy about it. And I hate it. I don't like having facial hair and all that stuff, but I just really haven't had time. Though I could have made time and really pushed forward to shave. But I don't wake up one day and just my face is like full blown with hair, right? I mean, it happens gradually, little by little, and I can't see it growing, and that's interesting. The same thing with sin. It's hard sometimes that we even see it growing, and then one day we look in the mirror and we find ourselves so far gone from the Lord, and that we haven't read our scriptures in days, or we haven't prayed in days, and we haven't gone to church, or when we've gone to church, we haven't been really there spiritually, and we just wake up one day noticing, holy cow, I need to do better, and we got that face full of hair, and it's like, I need to shave it off, and just keep strapping myself in on a daily basis. Those are just some thoughts I had for today, and I'm nowhere near perfect. I've struggled with it before. I've gone days without reading my scriptures, and I could tell the difference in my life when I don't do those little things that the Lord has commanded me to do. What is it to take 10 minutes out of a 24-hour day to read from a book that men and women have literally given their lives for so that we could have it? People died so we could have the Bible and the other scriptures that we have, the Book of Mormon, and they literally gave their lives and all that they had, and I have it right next to me. It's something, it's right here. It's so close to me. All I have to do is pick it up and read it, and it enriches my life so much, but I fail to do it so many times. And I know that if we do that on a daily basis, if we find ways to serve, if we find time to pray, and continually pray all day, that doing those little things every day will draw us closer to God. And that's where the greatest happiness comes from. I've experienced both sides of the coin in my life, not following the commandments of God and following them. And I can tell you quite honestly that following the commandments of God is the best way to go. It is a map that will lead us back to our Heavenly Father. All right, everyone have a great day. God bless.